Jeremiah says the following, Ve'amarti lo ezkereno velo adaber od. He came to such a dark place where he couldn't feel and see his dreams anymore, his soul's dreams. He says, maybe it's time for me to stop speaking. Maybe it's time for me to stop revealing my soul's dreams. Velo adaber od bishmo, and I won't speak no longer with the words of the Creator, which means reveal my soul's light and dreams in this world. But, and this is what I bless myself, and I bless all of us on the Shabbat. V'haya belibi ke'esh bo'eret. I began feeling, though, that it is impossible for me to stop, because my soul's dreams were like a burning fire. Atzur be'atzmotai. I felt it wanting to come out from my bones. V'nil'elti kalkel. And I can no longer hold in my dreams. I can no longer hold in my soul's dreams. V'lo uchal. I was helpless from stopping my soul's dreams and the words and the actions and the manifestation that comes from that. This is, if I always like to say that because to remind us, on Shabbat we are here to receive great gifts. What is the gift that I am asking for and I ask you to ask for? This. Your soul's dreams are in a bowl, are in abyss. Your soul's dreams, our soul's dreams are in Egypt. They're sold down into slavery. Ve'amarti lo ezkereno. And we think, maybe I can't even remember it. I don't even know what my soul's dreams are. Velo adaber od bishmo, and therefore I can't speak and manifest the words of the light of the Creator that my soul desires to in this world. V'haya belibi ke'esh bo'eret. But suddenly I feel my soul's dreams from within me like a burning fire. Atzur be'atzmotai, and it's within my bones, but it can't be held back anymore. V'nil'elti chalkel velo uchal. I tried to hold back, but I was helpless. I was helpless to hold back my soul's dreams. My desire and our request on this Shabbat is that our dreams become so alive with such intensity that they cannot be held in anymore, that we will be helpless and unable to hold back our soul's dreams. And this, now we can understand that so beautifully, the secret of the Shabbat before Chanukah. Most of us know, this week we started lighting the Hanukkah light. We mentioned this in years past, but Hanukkah is very uniquely positioned in the calendar. It is in the darkest nights of the year. It is at the end of the solar year. It's in the darkness. It's in the end. This represents where most of our soul dreams are. They're in darkness. They're in the end. And we light the Chanukah, we light the candles on Chanukah. Why? What are we doing? The purpose of the lighting of the Chanukah lights is to reignite the fire of our soul's dreams within us. The first night, the second night, the eighth night. If we connect to Hanukkah properly, correctly, with the right consciousness and desire, we will feel the reigniting, the reconnection of ourselves to our soul's powerful dreams. Which leads to another important understanding. We know that the history of Hanukkah was that it was during the time when the Greek Empire was controlling the land of Israel. And we know that the Kabbalists teach what is every nation, every country, every people, and certainly in those times the Greeks, had a unique power. What was it for the Greeks at that time? Azut. The intensity of desire, usually used not in a positive way, but the intensity of desire. And the defeat of what's called the Yevanim, the Greeks, is really taking over that intensity of desire for my soul's dreams. We've all in our lives felt moments of intensity. Unfortunately, very often it was probably negative. It was intense anger, even intense selfish desire. We've all felt that intensity. The gift of Chanukah, the consciousness of Chanukah, is to take over that intensity and use it to feel, to manifest our soul's dreams. So if there's a phrase you want to meditate upon on this Shabbat, and what is happening, what do I want, what do we desperately need? I need, and this is, call it a New Year's resolution from this Shabbat. I need, I desire, I must live an intense dream of my soul. That's what I want. I want to be the Baal HaChalomot. I want to be the master and the deep connection and therefore intensity of living my soul's dream for me. And I've mentioned this before, but there's a very fascinating Kabbalist, Rabbi Eliyahu ben Amozeg. And he wrote many, many books, but one of his books, his commentary on the Torah, he shows how all the secrets of the Torah, and maybe more importantly, all the secrets of the other both spiritual paths that have existed, they are all part and stem from the Torah. And in his commentary on this idea that we're speaking of, he quotes from Plato, who most of us, of course, know was a Greek philosopher. And he shows, and we won't go into the details of this, although they are beautiful, how this came from the Torah, how this came from the Zohar, how this came from the secret teachings. But the reason I want to share it with you is because it, again, gives us an awakening, an inspiration to desire to live and understand our soul's dreams. Plato speaks about the soul. How are we to understand our soul? And again, there's different translations, but as regards the most lordly kind of our soul, as it relates to our soul, Plato says, we must conceive of it in this way. How should you understand your soul? We declare that God has given to each of us as his guardian angel. That he says that what is our soul? We know, people speak about guardian angels. What are they? What is our soul? Our soul is the dream. What is the dream? The dream that I will manifest, as we said before, there's really, and it manifests in different ways for all of us. But on the one hand, my soul's dream, my guardian angel is telling me every single day, be connected at 100% to the light of the Creator. And second, with intensity, manifest and reveal your light in this world. And so Plato refers to it as our guardian angel. The soul is really our guardian angel. That is, what is its purpose? Which is housed at the top of our body and which raises us. The soul, our guardian angel, its purpose is every single day to say, stop disregarding your soul's dream. Stop throwing your dream into the bowl, into the abyss. Stop selling your soul's dream into the exile of Egypt. At the top of our body, and which raises us, seeing that we are not an earthly, but a heavenly plant up from earth towards our kindred in the heaven. He says, most of us and this is a very important, beautiful understanding, most of us think that we came from the earth, or even if we don't even know, we know the soul came from up on high, but we live here and we're trying to reach the heavens. Plato says you have to understand it's the other way around. You're from the heavens down here. And the purpose of every single moment of our lives is to follow our soul's dream, to be raised up by what he calls our soul or our guardian angel. And herein we speak most truly, for it is by suspending our head and root from that region, meaning to live with that connection to the supernal from which we are, from which our soul's dream, whence the substance of our soul first came, that the divine power stems from. That our purpose in life is to first know that we are not human beings. We are not beings of this earth, but rather we are as an upside down tree with our roots up in the heavens. If we forget that, we forget living our soul's dreams. So, to understand what is this, as we said before, a lot of secrets here. The secret of this Shabbat is, how do I reconnect with my soul's dreams? First, you have to know. You have to know that your soul is in exile. Your soul's dreams have become darkened, hidden, concealed. But know that they're there. And then ask, then beg, especially on this Shabbat, especially during Hanukkah, please reignite my soul's dreams so that I can feel them, so that I can live them, so that I can manifest them. And with that, how do you know? How do you know if you are connecting to your soul's dreams? With what intensity do you live? It says in the beginning of this week's portions, because this week's portion is called sitting down. And the Kabbalists teach that the worst mistake that we can make, that we can hide our soul's dreams by, is by desiring to slowly, who says that the spiritual work has to manifest, that we have to live our lives with intensity all the time? No, there's the calm times. Oh, yeah, I'm making my, maybe many of us, right? Oh, I made my connection. And maybe even as we do an accounting for this past year, I gave some charity. I helped the work of the center. Maybe I mentored a little bit. Maybe I volunteered, But that's not the question. The question is, was there azut? Was there going to be intensity in your work? The only way to do that is by truly being connected to your soul's dreams. So as we said first, to know that our soul is dreaming. Huge dreams. Joseph's dream, my soul's dream, your soul's dream, is that all the constellations in the heavens and all the people of the earth look to me and they say, thank you for the light that you are revealing. That is my soul's dream. And once you ask and start, how do you know? What is the test that you are actually connecting to your soul's dream? The azut, the intensity that comes with it. I want to read again, as I said, if there's one verse that I want all of us to meditate upon on this Shabbat and in the 8 days of Hanukkah, to reignite, to reconnect, to have the merit to live and manifest the intensity of our soul's dreams. Jeremiah says to us, the state that most of us are in. Ve'amarti lo ezkereno. I say, I don't remember that dream. I don't have any connection to the intensity of my soul's dream. Ve'lo adaber od bishmo, and therefore I cannot speak of, I cannot manifest the Creator's light in this world as my soul desires. Ve'haya belibi ke'esh bo'eret. On this Shabbat and through the 8 days of Hanukkah, we are going to reignite our connection to the intensity of the fire of our soul's dreams. Ke'esh bo'eret, a fire that is burning, my soul's dream will be so strong. Atzor ba'atzmotai, it is held within me, but I can no longer hold it in. V'nil'elti chalkel v'lo uchal, and I thought I could hold back the intensity of my soul's dreams, but I am helpless. I feel it so strongly, and therefore I must manifest it. What a beautiful gift. What a beautiful Shabbat. What a beautiful understanding of what Chanukah is about, to reignite the fire of our soul's dreams.